Alrighty guys, another 7.3 video for you here. Today I'm going to be talking about the TS 6-position tuner. It's basically the cheapest and one of the easiest ways to really wake up your 7.3 power stroke. Comes with a range of different options that you could select from, and you could really enhance the drivability of your pickup. It works from all the way from the early 95 7.3 power stroke all the way up to the late model 03. So what does the kit come with? Well, first of all, when you go to the website, you have to put in the year of your truck, the type of transmission, and you get to select the different tunes you want. The maximum tune goes up to 140 horsepower gain, and then the minimum tune is 50. So you get a different, band of selections there. For my selection, I did the first selection of the switch is stock, second is high idle, third is 50, fourth is 75, fifth is 100, and the sixth position is 140. I currently drive it between 50 and 75, basically switch 3 and 4. I really see good drivability between those two selections. It really smooths out the shifting of the truck, and it helps with fuel economy too, just driving it down the road like I am now with no trailer or anything. It really helps the truck shift through the gears better, and helps with power. Like if I have to go up a hill, like down the road there's a pretty steep hill, the truck would have so much more throttle response and really would make it up the hill with no problems. Now the only downfall to the tuning is it basically comes down to how you're going to drive the truck. You got to remember, if you're running a hotter tune, your EGTs are going to be higher, and you got to remember, if your truck is a stock truck at the time, everything behind the motor is all stock. You got all your stock injectors and everything, so you're really pushing the limits of the stock components, especially the transmissions. If you have an automatic transmission, these transmissions in these trucks aren't that long to begin, or aren't that strong to begin with, so you're really going to put a lot of wear and tear on the transmission. But really, if you keep your truck stock, you keep it in a lower selection, you'll see the difference. You'll see more power, you'll see better fuel economy depending on how you actually drive your pickup. And I think you'll like it at the lower settings, because you're going to be over the 300 horsepower mark when you get over 50, so it's going to be nice. It definitely wakes the truck up. But for the install, the instructions are very clear. If you get the TS chip, you'll get a small white box just like that. It'll come with your instructions and everything, and it's very straightforward. The hardest part, I think, in the whole install is cleaning the connections on the computer. That is the hardest part of the chip install, because you have to make sure the connections are clean, or else your truck's not gonna run right if it even starts at all. I had an issue when I was installing a chip on my buddy's truck where one of the tabs wasn't clean enough, so the truck actually had a no start condition. But we ended up just re-cleaning the connections, and everything was good. But yeah, so far so good. I've had my chip on for about 3,000 miles now. I had one mishap where I was driving down the road, I hit my overdrive button, and the truck stalled out. Just nothing. Acted like somebody shut the key off. Pulled over, shut the truck off. The truck was already off. I shut the key off, went to restart the truck, and I noticed that my wait to start light did not come on. And that really confused me, because usually I had no issues with this truck. It's got 144,000 miles. It's I take care of it really well, and I was really surprised that happened. So I just turned the key off. I went down on the switch and I changed it to the stock setting, and I was able to get the truck started. I thought maybe it was just an incident where I bumped the overdrive button and the truck it didn't like it or something. So I continued on my way, and the next day, same thing. I'd just be driving down the road, and it would just literally act as if someone just shut the key off, just reached over and shut the key off. Well, long story short, I was like, all right, well, it's got to be because of the tuner, because, you know, that was the most recent thing that I've done to the truck, so I wanted to go back through and check that. So I disconnected my batteries, which is that is the main rule. If you do not disconnect your batteries, you may cause damage to the PCM, which is going to be very expensive. So first thing I did, I pulled the keys out of the ignition, I disconnected the batteries, and I waited about 5 minutes just to make sure all power was, bled out of the system, basically. And then I went to remove the plug through the firewall. If you know the instructions, or if you've seen other videos, I went to remove the plug, and there's a 10mm bolt that actually bolts the plug to the back of the computer. Well, that bolt actually was just a little bit loose, and I guess with vibration going down the road, it would cause a truck to stall intermittently. So I just made sure, re-cleaned the connections where the chip plugs in, and I went ahead and reinstalled everything, and it's worked ever since. So it's really just got to pay attention and really go slow through the install. The piece of paper that comes with the chip says that it's about a 30-minute install time. I would bump that up to an hour just to be safe, just double checking the connections are clean on the PCM, and really just slowly working through what you got to do. I'm not going to really go through the install of the chip because it's a very straightforward install, and there's a lot of other videos on there. I just really wanted to do a review on it. I think it's 100% worth it, especially if you got, if you tow a lot with these 7.3 trucks, you know that they're very doggy, and there's a lot of turbo lag. They don't have a lot of power. They get the job done, but you're really thinking to yourself, man, I want this thing to wake up a little bit. So I think the TS 6-position chip is 100% worth it. Like I said, if you're even on the 50% setting, you have 50 more horsepower, and these things are 250 horsepower stock out of the factory. So if you got a nice intake, you got aftermarket intercooler, all that stuff to add more airflow to the turbo. Even if you got, that's the next thing. If you got other bolt-on stuff, it's just gonna help your engine out, especially helping get more air into the engine, which definitely helps out with power. But yeah, you're gonna be at 300 horsepower on the first setting. It wakes these trucks up. It's seriously incredible how $230 you wake up a 7.3 truck, and has as much, almost as much horsepower as a stock 6-liter. That's a joke. These things, you can't compare it to a tuned 6-liter. It's just that 6 liter is insane. But yeah, I did notice once you get up to the 100 horsepower setting and the 140 setting, the shifting, it doesn't slam into gear, but the gear changes are kind of rough. I guess it's because it's in the race setting, so it really firms up the shifting, and it's very uncomfortable when driving normally, unless you're at a race setting. But I had a buddy who has one of these trucks, and it's got an aftermarket turbo on it, and it's got a Mishimoto intercooler and all that good stuff, just a bunch of bolt-ons, and he had all the stock tuning in the truck. And when he got the TS 6-position chip, with the new turbo getting more boost, it really it set you back in the seat when you gave her some gas. But check out their website. You can get the TS position chip through pretty much any diesel parts website. I got mine at extremedieselperformance.com. That was pretty much the cheapest one that I could find. It offered free shipping, so I opted to go with these guys, and the chip sent within the week, so that was really nice. All the warranty information's in the box too. If you have an issue with your chip, you just got to give them a call. They'll guide you through warranty information or with any questions you have. So they're really cool. But yeah, I definitely recommend the chip. It is very easy to install, like I said. It's very fun. Just you gotta be careful with it though. Like I said, if you got a stock truck, you're definitely gonna be wearing on your parts a lot more. I'll see you guys in the next video, and hopefully we'll get the Fummins on the road.